Excellencies, members of the OAS Council on Integral Development, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address this meeting of the OAS Council on Integral Development. Allow me to begin my remarks by saying that the Bahamas is devoted to engaging on the development of the Inter-American Education Agenda and bolstering the work of the Department of Human Development and Education, and has reaffirmed this with the commitment to host the Inter-American Education Ministers meeting in 2017. The University of the Bahamas will partner with the Bahamas Ministry of Education to ensure that teacher training, as prioritized in the agenda being developed, features prominently in the discussions at the 2017 ministerial meeting, and that engagement on the challenges and opportunities in the provision of tertiary education in the Caribbean and Latin America received focused attention. We anticipate going forward that even greater balance will be given to the OAS considerations of the higher education circumstances of the English-speaking Caribbean. This week's meetings for the Bahamas, and in particular the College of the Bahamas, represents a continuation. Earlier this year, as president, I was invited by the government of the Republic of Panama to attend the first ever Forum of University Presidents of the Americas at the 7th Summit of the Americas. At this forum of 450 university presidents from North, Central, and South America and the Caribbean, I made a presentation as a member of a panel of presidents consisting of the University of Panama, the University of Havana, the College of the Bahamas, Georgetown University, and the University of Mexico. During the second day of the summit, representing the college and the nation, I also signed an OAS cooperative agreement opening the door for students and faculty at the college to engage in study and teaching opportunities at other colleges and universities within our member OAS countries. This week, my colleagues and I, with the most gracious assistance of the hardworking team of the Embassy of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, made significant progress toward maximizing the benefits of this cooperative agreement for all Bahamians everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to thank the OAS for its investment in my education and subsequently my country. I served as one of the first Bahamas OAS Fellows when I was supported in my studies for the Doctorate of Education degree at Harvard University. My research focused on re-centralization and decentralization of education bureaucracies in the English-speaking developing countries of the Caribbean. The institute of which I serve as president, the College of the Bahamas, is currently undergoing a transition that will create the University of the Bahamas. It is our hope that the University of the Bahamas will grow to be one of the key driving forces behind development in our country and the entire Caribbean region. Currently, the college has partnered with the government of the Bahamas in securing a transition project loan through the Caribbean Development Bank. Faculty members at the college have partnered with the government in creating a national development plan. This plan will help to guide the expansion of the academic programming at the new University of the Bahamas. In addition, we have established a government and public policy institute that promises to become a vital resource for the Caribbean and surrounding regions. I mention these for several reasons. First, because this is the first national development plan the country is undertaking. Second, because the new university will utilize the institute to help in the implementation of the plan by producing annual national key performance indicators. Finally, via the institute, respective government ministries will be encouraged to maintain research and development line items for research and innovation. There are some realities, however, that cannot be ignored. Unlike most countries in the Caribbean region, the Bahamas is an archipelagic state. The country consists of 700 islands and 2,400 keys within an area of 5,358 square miles. there are just over 365,000 Bahamians spread across 28 inhabited islands. The majority of the population, however, roughly 70%, have migrated to and live on the island of New Providence in the capital city of Nassau. This island's land mass is only 80 square miles. Needless to say, this island is plagued with the same challenges of any major industrialized city, including migration from other Caribbean countries. This geophysical archipelagic environment proves to be a major challenge towards developing and servicing the needs of the country. In addition to being faced with having to duplicate infrastructure on various scales on all these islands, we find that the entire country tends to be ranked internationally as if each of the islands were economically the same. With over 6 million tourists visiting the country each year, coupled with significant foreign investments in private homes, the average family income tends to be skewed, thus affecting the calculated per capita income for the country, resulting in being ranked as a high-income country. This high-income ranking creates disadvantages to seeking financial assistance through development grants and other sources of funding that could greatly improve the standard of living throughout the country, including access to higher education. Our best option for improving the standard of living for all inhabitants of the country is to increase access to higher education for all. However, it will require that international development agencies undertake the task of collectively studying and redefining development characteristics of archipelagic nations. In our global society today, we respect and accept cultural differences, yet we neglect the fact that countries ranked similarly do not have the same economic and geophysical characteristics. For instance, just one of the 28 inhabited islands in the Bahamas has the same land mass as the entire island nation of Trinidad. Friends, it is an injustice to rank a country that has to multiply its infrastructure continuously in order to meet the needs of its citizens with countries that need to do so one time only. With 28 airports, 13 of which are international airports that must meet FAA standards, and duplication of government and other public services some 30 times over, the Bahamas cannot afford the luxury of being treated as just another country, especially the luxury of being ranked as high income. In order to grow a university that will be sustainable, we will need significant technical support and funding assistance from regional and international institutions and agencies. In particular, we will need assistance by way of expertise from established institutions and agencies supportive of higher education, like the OAS and the IIE. We will need your support in helping others to appreciate our individual differences. For cohesive but diverse higher education that will have a strong impact on development in the region, we must begin to partner with each other. We are excited about receiving your faculty and students as we seek to send faculty and students to other OAS member institutions. This diversity will strengthen higher education in the region, and it will drive innovation specific to the development of island nations with differing challenges. It is important to drive home the point that more educated people at the tertiary level in our countries will help to improve innovation and development throughout the entire region. Since the amalgamation of the Bahamas Teachers College into the College of the Bahamas, the College of the Bahamas has been the #1 producer of teachers to service both our public and private institutions. Therefore, the government has been one of our #1 supporters of the program, specifically in terms of providing scholarships and the teacher education grant. The School of Education at the College of the Bahamas has seen its programs grow considerably due to this support. The Ministry of Education has indicated that a new teacher struggles most in the first year of being in the classroom. While our student teachers excel at their teaching practice experiences, the actual transition to the classroom from the theoretical to the practical is often difficult. The reality of moving from the classroom at the college to vastly different environments requires considerable adjustment in most cases. This is particularly evident when you consider that the Bahamas is an archipelago. Quite a number of new teachers will be deployed to far-flung islands like Acklands and Mayaguana in the far south, whose classrooms bear little resemblance to those in the capital. Class size will be considerably smaller. Access to technology and reliable internet services will be greatly diminished, and teacher support will also be less. To remedy this, we need to introduce structured, mandatory mentorship programs that will help new teachers to have a more seamless transition. Increased access to technology will also greatly improve our teacher education programs and our school experience in the classroom. The Ministry of Education already has several schools which are part of a pilot program using technology provided by Promethean. With increased access to technology, we can undergo considerable growth in the School of Education, particularly in the area of online education and support. Our archipelagic nature means that we must find innovative ways to access those throughout the country and teach those teachers who cannot relocate to Nassau to enroll in university. Our School of Education has graduated 680 teachers in the last 5 years. However, only 86 of them have been males. Our classroom spaces are becoming increasingly feminized, which leaves our young male students without ample role models in the school environment. This is particularly challenging when you consider the number of students, male and female, coming from single-parent homes in the Bahamas. To address this phenomena, I believe that we must institute teacher cadet programs that for male students only, and give male students particular incentives for them to becoming teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our thoughts regarding some of the challenges we face as an archipelagic nation, which has only 365,000 Bahamians, with 70% of the population on one small island. On 28 inhabited islands spread across an area exceeding the size of the Eastern Caribbean archipelago, we have severe economic disparities. These disparities are further compounded after natural disasters like the recent Hurricane Joaquin, creating increased migration toward the small island, the small overly populated, overly inhabited island, New Providence. Yet this small archipelagic nation is ranked internationally as high income. Friends, given the size of the population, there should not be one poor or uneducated Bahamian in this small country. This small but significant country has the potential to serve as a case study and a role model for developmental success. Thank you very much.
Deseo agradecer la presentación que nos ha hecho el señor Rodney Smith, presidente del College of the Bahamas, porque además de entregarnos información relacionada con el proceso educativo de su país, nos ha hecho conocer la realidad que se vive en Bahamas por su circunstancia geográfica.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My delegation wishes to join others in celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Inter-American Teacher Education Network. We laud its work to contribute to the improvement of the quality of education in the Americas by promoting knowledge exchange, capacity building, and technical assistance through the use of virtual tools and in-person activities. Teaching is among the most fundamental of callings. It is the work of teachers that facilitates all other professions and it is under their care that much of the nurturing of the citizens of our countries occurs. Given the presence of the president of the College of the Bahamas, which is in the process of transitioning to a university, we wish to underscore the hope that support will continue to be provided to our institutions of higher education to ensure that each of our countries continues to produce teachers according to hemispheric best practice, using the most innovative pedagogical modalities and with the highest of standards. We reiterate the commitment of the Bahamas to host the Inter-American Education Ministers meeting in 2017, and it is our hope that teacher training, as prioritized in the education agenda being developed, features prominently in its discussions. I also wish to reiterate my country's commitment to support the work of I-10 going forward and the broader use and the broader work of SEDI and the Department of Human Development and Education. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
El acuerdo será firmado por la embajadora Jacinth Henry Martin, jefa de gabinete, y en representación del secretario general de la Organización de Estados Americanos, y el señor Rodney Smith, presidente del College de las Bahamas. Muchísimas gracias, congratulaciones, y invito a los señores delegados a que reconozcamos este acto con un aplauso.